Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing another cube draft, another Swiss cube draft. It seems like a really tokeny cube from what I've seen. A lot of cards that generate tokens. Jeez, Control Magic is good. What am I taking? Grim Monolith leaves us completely open and ramps us so we can play, 6 drops on turn 3. It's pretty silly. That's good. What else is in here? I do like the Control Magic. That's pretty solid card. Koth, of course. Maybe I just go for the old red deck wins again. I mean, that's really my forte. I don't really like ramp all that much in this format, but staying completely open and getting the 6 drops on turn 3 is indeed powerful. How much do I like Koth? I mean, he's all right. He's pretty good. I'm going to take Monolith, I think, here. Let's stay open. Get a ramp. Okay. Follow-up pick. Well, Oracle Moldiah is an awesome ramp card. Not only ramp, but gives you more information, lets you play. It's kind of like the Courser of Crew fix, the old school one. The old school Courser of Crew fix, Oracle of Moldiah. There's nothing, thankfully I didn't go the red deck wins route because there's really nothing exciting for red deck wins here. Lightning Helix, but then I'm red-white right away. We could just take the Oracle. I think I'm okay with that. There's really nothing else sexy here. Spectral of Procession's okay, but Birthing Pod, a little bit over my head. I'm not smart enough to make a good pod deck, I don't think. I don't know this cube well enough. Because then you got to constantly be thinking about your curve, and it's probably early enough where I could design a Birthing Pod deck. I'm just not really interested in working my way through that. I think Oracle Moldiah is a pretty solid pickup here. It is a 4-mana 2/2, but playing additional lands and playing with the top card of your library revealed is very powerful, especially with shuffle effects. Okay, next pick. Well, finally you see a burn spell, but still don't want to do that route. Let's see. There's no actual good green picks here, interestingly. So maybe we can take some sort of fixer, although Dragon Skull Summit, not the most exciting one. Decent white picks. Good blue cards. Search your library for 3 cards, reveal them. Target opponent chooses one, put it in your hand. Oh, okay. It's not bad, I guess. Fire and Ice is pretty good. Ponder, fine. Not terribly exciting, but fine. I think green-blue ramp is actually a pretty good archetype. Maybe Ponder's the card I want then. It doesn't ramp us, but I guess I don't know. Is Ponder good in the green-blue ramp deck or not? I feel like being able to shuffle effect for Oracle is pretty good. Find another land or put him back in any order, Yeah, I'm going to go Ponder here. I don't know if it's right. I think green-blue ramp is ultimately what I want to try and do. Well, let's see. Impulse. Card draw in green ramp is actually just good. My one issue with ramp is that you end up just either with too many ramp or too many fat cards in your hand. So I think that's where the value of card draw really shines in a deck like this. Impulse. Look at the top 4. Put one of them in your hand, the rest in the bottom of your library. That's pretty good. Find a fatty. Plow Under's probably a pretty good card to ramp into on turn 3, but I don't think I'm really looking at that. Garrick is cool. Not really looking at that either, I guess. Let's take the Impulse. I might even move my way into a control-ish build if we see some board wipes or something along those lines. Let's take the Impulse, though. I'm okay with that. Not amazing, but fine. Okay, well, there's a Scavenging Ooze, Eternal Dragon, Journey to Nowhere, some removal. Couple decent black cards. What's the best card in this pack? Scavenging Ooze is pretty good. Doomblade is removal. Journey's removal. Blue-white control or blue-black control, both of which are fine. I think I like actually Doomblade more than Journey because there's some pretty solid artifact removal in this set. Dungeon Geist is a fine card. Nothing amazing. It does fly. Locks down a dude. But, there's a lot of 3 damage removal in this format. I don't know. This is actually kind of challenging. I don't know what I like the most. I'm going to take the Doomblade, I think, just in case that pans out. Well, Prophetic Bolt, I guess. If I wanted to go red, blue, red control, Future Sight is good if I end up getting any sort of devotion stuff like Thassa. Thassa with Future Sight's pretty awesome. Deranged Hermit's a pretty powerful card. That would keep me blue-green ramp. I'm probably okay with that. Prime Speaker's okay too, but we don't have any fatties. I mean, eventually we'll find a fatty, but I think Deranged Hermit's just a stronger card. I'm always annoyed when I have to go up against Deranged Hermit, so I think I'm going to take that here. So keeping with the green-blue, I think, or trying to. Ooh, God, Marshall Kuz. That's a powerhouse card. Some decent red cards. Nothing insane. I kind of want to take this Marshall Coup. Is that wrong? Could go Bant control, maybe. Marshall Cou's so good, though. I love this card. What an awesome board sweeper. It's going to be hard to make it work, I guess, color-wise, but I'm going to take it. I can cut a third color if I feel so inclined. Land tax is decent. I think Chalice is probably where we want to be. Overgrown Tomb is a forest, but just for a Doomblade doesn't seem all that exciting, whereas Chalice is actually just good for ramping, getting us to some fatties. Oh, let's see here. So Riptide, Laboratory. Do I have any wizards? Nope. I don't think so. Short on creatures, actually. Call of the Herd, not exactly what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for good ramp targets, but there's really nothing in here for me at all. Could just take the lab, actually. This could potentially be really good if I pick up a wizard like Venser or something like that. Just keep them locked out. There's probably something nasty can do with Laboratory. I'm not really passing all that much anyway. Oh, we did table the birthing pods. It looks like no one else wants to play it too, but we really don't look like we can make it work that well in this deck. Chrome Mox, what do I have to do for this again? Exile a non-artifact, non-land card, and then I can, well, not a big fan of Chrome Mox, but it might just be the pick anyway in case I need more ramp. I just don't think we're a pod list. It doesn't seem likely. I guess I'll take the Mox. Intuition, I guess we did get it, but do I even want it? Maybe. The white cards aren't terribly exciting. I guess we'll take Intuition. All right, Silverheart is actually a pretty big fatty, so I can take that pretty comfortably. We don't have enough devotion to really make Nykthos good yet. I'll just take Wolfer. He's fine. He's not incredible, but he's a pretty powerful card. Getting him out early with a ramp, a little ramp dude, could be really good. I guess I'll take Tangle Wire. That can be annoying, especially if I'm slower. There, we got the Prime Speaker back anyway, so take that. That's probably pretty good if you have a Wolfer out. And Tendrils. Okay, so a little bit of a jumbled mess here, but I've said for the most part, we're likely just a green-blue ramp deck, and possibly white if I really want to make Martial Coup work, which I could. Elspeth, of course, good. Detention Sphere is very good. Dismiss, I maybe want some counters. Show and Tell, I don't really have a ton of fatties yet. So really I need to just sort of decide what kind of green-blue deck I want. Teferi might just be the pick. This card is super annoying to play against, and if we're in green-blue, we can end up getting some super fatties. Playing fatties at instant speed is just really ridiculous. Like you saw in that first draft, I got Craterhoof Behemoth instant speed with a Teferi. God, that was nasty. Yeah, I'll take Teferi. He is very color intensive, but I'll try and make it work. Maybe we get out of white at this point for now. Kiora is a thing. Polykranos is pretty good if you can get him down early. I think I like Polykranos more than Kiora. Cura's not bad, though. Get the Kraken. She's not super easy to get going, and I don't have a lot of protection for her, which is why I'm not a huge fan here. Whereas if I can get a fatty, I don't even have a lot of ramp, though. It's kind of an issue. That being said, there's nothing terribly exciting here otherwise. Jace for some card draw. I'm okay taking Polychronos here. He's a pretty efficiently costed dude. And he really, with the monstrosity, he really rewards you for like a lot of mana late, which we can get. I'll take him. There's a Venser. So I think we actually really want the Venser here. With Riptide Laboratory, we can lock people out of the game, essentially. I can just, for 6 mana, I can basically double counter. I guess that's 10 mana, but I can counter a spell a turn. And it's not even counter, I guess it's just, I can bounce or counter each turn. I don't know, it looks good to me. I also like that I can bounce to Fairy if he's about to die. And actually bounce Prime Speaker and draw a bunch of cards. That's kind of cool, actually. Riptide Laboratory seems like it was actually a pretty good pickup. It's also a fetch, but we don't have any land fixing. Let's stick to the green-blue thing, and I think we'll be fine. Stroke of Genius is nice card draw. Once again, not a ton of ramp. I think someone is definitely picking up all the ramp. So in that case, maybe I go more fixing route and I'm going to have to end up going 3-color. God, our green looks crappy now though because it's all color intensive. Do I want to go 3-color? I feel like that's dangerous not having any fixing yet. But I don't have much ramp either, or cheap things rather. I do have I guess I do have some early ramp. It's just all artifact ramp. I'm going to take the Stroke of Genius and hope that pans out for us. Geez, Elspeth, so good. I'm okay taking Yavimaya Elder here. He's not bad. This deck's a bit of a mess, but it's alright. Let's take the Elder. Ooh, there we go. Alright, here's something to ramp into. That motivates me to want to bust the Chrome Mox out too, probably in this deck, just to get... I feel like possible to get to 10. Green Sun Zenith is one of the more powerful cards in the format, though. But we don't really have any cheap green, so we can't really break it as much as I'd want. Augur finds what? Ponder, Impulse, Intuition, Stroke. That's it. Yeah, I think it's either Green Sun or Kozilek. Kozilek's a great finisher. I'd like it if... How easily can we get to 10 mana, though? Not super easily. But Grim Monolith helps. So does the Everflowing Chalice. I'm going to take Kozilek. I feel like this deck needs something huge and bangy, so I'm going to take it. How does this work? It equips for 0. When it's unattached, you have to sack the permanent. Oh, that card's good. Jeez. Old Man of the Sea can gank some dudes, right? This with Wolfer is pretty cool. That's some nice synergy, actually. Colossus is fine, too. Kind of feel like we need some cheaper stuff, but... God, we are looking color intensive as all hell. I guess Chrome Mox can help fix us too. So yeah, Precursor is also an option, but not terribly exciting. I guess I'll take Old Man of the Sea. I need some cheaper stuff. Being able to steal guys is pretty good. Far and Away, we can only do Far. Rancor, this doesn't really seem like a Rancor deck, although Rancor on Old Man of the Sea is not bad. Maybe just take the Wasteland, but we're too color intensive to really make that work. This looks challenging. Nothing looks super good for us here, and there's no land fixing. I think I just hate the Wasteland. Probably don't play it. Dismiss is probably fine. Show and Tell might actually be what we want with Kozilek. I could see that being really good. We don't have any other super big fatties to get, but I would say if we bust out a Kozilek on turn 3, that's pretty strong. Tracker's Instincts finds us dudes, and it's cheap, but this deck, if it's not ramping, I feel like it needs to power out Kozilek. Dismiss is a very good card too, but I'm going to take Show and Tell. Okay, can take Kiora here. Tabled it anyway, so at least it's a removal spell in here. Molten Tail, Underground River, we'll take that in case if I need to make Doomblade work. I hope I don't, but just in case, because Setessan Tactics doesn't strike me as a card that's gonna be all that great in here. I guess it's not bad. Maybe I take it. I don't have any removal in here. Nightveil Spectre is so color intensive, but I guess we'll take it. All right, Lightning Greaves doesn't. I mean, protection is nice, but I'd rather like hate a Marauder, something worrisome like that. Skullcrack. Let's hate the red deck wins. I don't think I'm playing Vincer. All right, so this deck's got some issues, definitely. I mean, we do have some ramp, a little bit of ramp, which is nice. I wish I had more. We're definitely getting cut on the 1-drop elves, but that's all right. Tarmogoyf is a cheap card. We don't have any fetches, but I presume our opponents will. And we do have some instants and sorceries, though. So we might be able to get him big enough. How many fatties do we currently have? Hermit, Fairy, Wolfer, Prime Speaker, Kozilek. It's not bad. Wormcoil, there's a big life gain card. I think we actually need the Relic if we're trying to get to Kozilek, realistically. I do like the Wormcoil a lot. And I like the Tarmogoyf too, but I think this deck needs some ramp still. Especially ramp that gets us colors. Yeah, I think we need to take the Relic. Alright, Primeval is a good card. Rampant might be what we need, though. I said we need ramp because we've got a lot of X spells and stuff, and I like the Primetime a lot, though. Primetime also gets us to Kozilek easier, but look how little I'm doing early. I think I actually need this Rampant Growth. Jeez, Craterhoof too. I want them both. I want top. I want everything in this pack. Even Repeal is good. I think we need the Rampant Growth, though. I just don't have enough. I'm not doing anything early. That's the problem. All right, here's a Wall of Roots. That's huge. Temple of Mystery would be some nice, nice fixing for us, but Rift rewards you for ramping as well, but I think I'm just going to take Wall of Roots. We have a decent amount of fatties already, although I could definitely see we could use some more. But remember, 2 to 4 is actually kind of important. Getting Oracle, Polykranos, or Kiora on turn 3 is nice. Cultivate's also good, but I think I prefer Wall of Roots since it blocks as well. At least we're getting some ramp out of this pack. That makes me feel better. Reclamation Sage is a nice destruction spell. Remove Soul is nice counter. Frost Titan is a pretty awesome card, actually. Just locks dudes down all day. And we're getting a pretty good mix of ramp and fatties now, so I feel comfortable taking Frost Titan here, actually, over the Sage. Ancestral, actually pretty good. Maybe we need the Coast. I think I'd like to get some actual fixing for this deck, since we're probably okay on playables. I do like Ancestral a lot, but I think I'm just going to take the Coast. Let's get some fixing going here. We have some pretty color-intensive spells. Let's set these in our sideboard. It helps me keep better, more accurate count of what we're dealing with. I'd almost like to not have to play Chrome Mox, because it's kind of card disadvantage, even though it is ramp. I might end up playing it, but I'd prefer not to. And we can probably cut Cetessan Tactics, I guess. It's not that great. Everything else seems fine. Actually, I guess Night Veil doesn't seem very good. So ramp, we're looking at what? Chalice, Rampant Growth, Wall of Roots, Grim Monolith, Coalition Relic, Oracle. That's not bad. We didn't get any of the one-drop ones, but what can you do? I still think I'm doing Show and Tell. Getting a Titan or a Kozilek is pretty huge. All right. Predator's good. Arbor Elf's good. How good is... I don't think Gaia's Cradle is actually very good in here. It's very good with the Deranged Hermit, but it's not really good with anything else. And if I'm trying to make Riptide Laboratory work in here, I might just be an 18-land deck. Opposition. I wish I was good in this deck. It's just not. We just don't have a lot of tokens. I think we just take the Ramp Elf, even though he's not that great in here. He's fine. He's just not great. Nothing else is great in here either, though. I don't think we're a Predator deck, really. Or a Tauran deck. I guess we take the ramp. We have a reasonable amount of big dudes now. All right. Garrick's pretty good. He can't cheat out much, but he can find us a bunch of creatures. Might be able to power him out fairly fast. And there's really nothing else for us anyway, so I guess we'll take him. Progenitus. Jeez. Well, Progenitus can be show and telled. Do I want to go for that? This deck is already, like, in need of something crazy. So Kozilek Progenitus with show and tell is pretty insane. I mean, Progenitus is tough to deal with. I guess he can just be, what's the word I'm looking for? Swept. He can just be board swept. Yeah, it's probably a pretty greedy to play the Progenitus. Maybe we just hate a red deck wins card because we look vulnerable to that. All right, I'm hating Goblin Guide. Forbidden Alchemy, but can we even play the black? I don't think so. Goyf, Kaiga. Kaiga's not bad. This doesn't really strike me as a Goyf deck that much, does it? Mutavault, but seems too difficult to make work. All right, I guess we'll take Kaiga. I got to figure out how much. I got to count my ramp. Figure it out. Which of these cards is the most obnoxious? We have a few spells, but we have ramp, so Thalia is less of a big deal. Bitter Blossom on turn 2 could be... Yeah, Bitter Blossom on turn 2 seems unbeatable for us. We just don't have enough stuff to take care of it. I guess I'll take the Bitter Blossom. I don't want to lose to that. Waterfront Bouncer. I don't think so. Pretty easy Temple, I think. As well as the Yavimaya Coast. Yeah, it's not bad. All right. I'm happy to take Remove Soul. Something to do with a lot of mana, but I'm not sure yet if we're playing it. Gifts is pretty good. Finds us our fatties. Also good if we have the show and tell or if we have one of the components. Oh, I took the wrong card. Ran out of time. My bad. Kind of wanted that gifts. It's all right. We'll make it work. All right. So I believe we ended up with enough ramp. I would have liked some more. This deck's not super exciting, but it's not terrible. Could be a lot better. I still think we are doing the laboratory. We've got the Venser, which works pretty well with it. That's a nice little, not lock, but just play sequence. We may be an 18-land deck, but even with all the ramp, maybe not. Probably not, I guess. 17 seems fine. Maybe we cut the Old Man of the Sea. Don't really need it, even though it synergizes well with the Wolfer. I'm trying to think which color I'd like to be more of. I don't know if it matters too much. Teferi in this deck is fine. I mean, Teferi in general is a pretty fine card. But we may be better off cutting it. I'm not sure if we got enough fixing to support triple blue very easily. Stroke of Genius is fine when you've got a good amount of early ramp. Not the most exciting deck, but it's not terrible. Like I said, it's not the worst. We have enough ramp, which is good. We have some card draw, which is good. I still think Show and Tell is going to make it, just for the Kozilek. But you have to cast Kozilek to draw the cards, but I think we're still doing it. 17 lands with all this card draw is probably fine, because we've got Impulse. Maybe we cut the Intuition. I actually don't like this card all that much. And that way we still have Stroke, which rewards us for ramp. Prime Speaker, which is... How many things do we actually have that are good with Prime Speaker? We've got Polykranos, Wolfer, Kaiga, Frost Titan, Kozilek. Kozilek is like too much card draw. Maybe we can cut the Prime Speaker. He's not incredible in here. It's not bad. It's just between Stroke of Genius and Garrick, we have enough card advantage, I think. Maybe we don't want to be Show and Tell, but I don't know. Elf into Show and Tell on turn 2, Kozilek is not bad. I mean, our opponent gets a creature too. I guess Kozilek can be killed fairly easily. So how easily can I get to 10 mana with 17 lands and 1, 2... I have to count my ramp. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, we may be able to. This deck's probably a little bit greedy, but maybe I cut the Show and Tell. I'm trying to think if I need it. I'm not sure I do. But then again, I kind of want to cut the Teferi because he's so color intensive. We don't have huge rewards for him. Guess our opponents can't cast instant speed spells. That's pretty obnoxious for them. Not for us. All right, maybe we bring Prime Speaker back then. How many ramp spells do I have? 1, 2. This doesn't count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ramp spells. That's quite a few fatties, I guess. Prime Speaker doesn't seem quite right. Jeez, I don't know. I don't want to play 18 lands. I only have 12 creatures, which makes Garrick slightly worse. You can't even cheat out anything crazy, but... Do I want to do Show and Tell? Not especially. I'm having a hard time here. Do I have enough weight? Do I have enough finishers? Kinda do. Show and Tell's just, it's not that great. That's the problem. Tactics isn't that great, even though I've got some fatties. Maybe it's good enough. as like a one-sided board wipe, but I have so few creatures. That's why I don't like it. Mm, I don't know. I'm going to actually leave Prime Speaker in because of the laboratory. I guess that does make sense. Even though it's expensive. Alright, I guess we're running it like this. Not the best deck I've ever created. I don't know, man. I've got a tough time with Q if I do anything other than like hyper aggro, like White Weenie or Red Deck Wins or Burn. It's tough for me. So we're pretty even mix of green and blue. So we've already got a couple in each color. And then this is a colorless land, which I guess I'm still running. Presumably could get away with 18 lands, this being the like an extra spell in the deck. But it's not really a spell. It's just like a reward for a couple cards in our deck. Yeah, we're going to have a pretty greedy mana base here. What do they say for lands? If I've got 14 left. Even split, yeah. 9 of each. Getting 3 blue with 9 in each. Is that going to be a problem? I don't know. Guess we'll find out. So, pretty pretty greedy mana base. We only actually have, what, 7 forests for Arbor Elf to untap? That's not even that great. Yeah, this deck's a little bit rough, but we'll try and make it work. At least we got a Kozilek, so we've got something big and exciting to play that can take people out. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can do. Guess I could cut remove soul for like a show and tell just for that chance of getting the Kozilek out on turn 3, but like I said, he's pretty easy to kill actually of all the big legendary Eldrazi. Maybe I'm better off doing a Chrome Mox instead of the Arbor Elf. But like I said, the card disadvantage on it is a big turnoff. Man, this mana base is greedy. All right, well, here's a greedy green-blue deck. We'll see how it does. I'll see you round 1.